Blues only needed one chance. They were doubted. I doubted them, but they're here. They're in the finals, and they're playing the right rugby right now to win finals games. Chiefs fight it out to beat the Highlanders. Crusaders steal a win over the Brumbies to cement second spot on the table. Hurricanes misread the memo to beat Moana Pasifika, and the Reds absolutely dominate Fijian Drua in horrendous weather at Suncorp. Another massive round of Super Rugby Pacific, the last round of the regular season, done and dusted. What was your match of the round? What was your try of the round? Who was your player of the round? Who did well for you in fantasy? That was the last round of fantasy as well. Is your team still in it? Is your second team still in it? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Man, we're done. Round 16, done and dusted. We're into finals. Holy, Super Rugby has come and gone so quick. I'm sad. I am sad, but excited as well because all 6 of my teams are in the final. Who knew? That's what happens when you love rugby, man. All your teams. Rugby's the winner at the end of the day. Don't worry about it. Oosh. But let's get into Around the Grounds. Later this week, I'll have a preview of going into the knockoffs, and that's where I can explain how the playoffs are working and all that stuff. But we'll get into a review of the last round, round 16 of the regular season for Super Rugby. How good. So we're jumping over to Highlanders versus Chiefs. First, Chiefs, yes, the scoreline, 41-24. It looks like the Chiefs were dominant and smoked them, but that does not paint the real picture of the game. I thought Highlanders were in that game for a lot of the time. Yes, probably didn't ever look like winning it, but really stuck it to the Chiefs. And you feel for the Highlanders, man. They don't deserve wooden spoon at all. Do see that they have re-signed a lot of their players, the good core group of their players. So I think give them another couple of years and that squad will be fantastic. That's just me hoping for the Highlanders. Chiefs come out absolutely firing in this game. There's X factor across the whole team, and this really is their year to win. This is it. They're in their championship window right now. This team is outstanding. Tupuvai gets an early double, goes on to score a hat-trick for the game. Holy, his second try, I think it was, Quintupai read the play beautifully. Highlanders had the ball. He screamed out of the line, absolutely smoked someone in the midfield there. Tupuvai picks it up and runs 50 meters to score. Apart from his 3 tries, Tupuvai was fantastic. He's in and around everything. Fantastic in the line-outs. On both sides of the ball, really, really good as well. Strong carries, strong tackles, hits a ton of rucks, gets through just a mountain of work. And it was a good battle between him and Fabian Holland. Did like that. So Tupuvai was 3 tries, 8 carries, 89 meters gained, 2 defenders beaten, 14 tackles. Unreal. I thought Ratumai Tavuki-Nepkins was fantastic again, just backing himself. Since his injury coming back, he's only played a handful of games, and every single game he's put his hand up just to show that he's a quality player because he's fantastic. Highlanders in the game, they go bang, bang. They're 2 stars. They're 2 big men. They're 2 big men go bang, bang next to each other. Ethan de Groot crashes over. Then Tavatavanawe scores. And during this piece of the game, I was like, wow, they really miss Quintupai because he got injured. He looked all right. He got a head knock. He got stretched off. They didn't have that punch through the middle, and they didn't have that defense through the middle. And then the yellow card was obviously also costing them then. This is where I thought, Highlanders maybe, but Chiefs being the team they are, just classy. Go back to what works for them. Tough, physical up front, and then beat you out wide. Fantastic. I thought, in a losing side, Fabian Holland was fantastic. He's just outstanding, goes over and above of what he needs to do. Fantastic in the lineouts. And like I said, that battle between him and Tupuvai was really good. He also gets through a ton of work. Fabian Holland does week in, week out. Good carries, strong tackles, hits rucks. Definitely knocking on the door for All Blacks call-up, for sure. And then I thought Ratima had a massive play at the end there to hold up that one tackle over the line. Highlanders were going to score. Great tackle to hold the player up. But Chiefs lock in that number one position, and how good. Jumping over Brumbies versus Crusaders, 31-33. A bit of drama in this game. A bit of drama. Crusaders, steal it late. Brumbies were ahead. There was like 2 or 3 minutes to go. A clear knock-on from Sevuris, I think it was, at a ruck. Clear as day knock-on. No one sees it. Like, I'm sitting on my couch and I'm like, oh, there's a knock-on. Like, I'm not even writing down the notes because I'm like, that's not a try because it's a knock-on. So the knock-on happens 2 phases later, they go on to score and they get the lead and then they end up winning. You're telling me the TMOs will call everything else out but not call that out? Interesting. Very, very interesting that. But sometimes that's rugby. And again, I'm in that boat. I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's rugby. But when it's against your team, I'm not saying Brumbies is my team, but if I was a Brumbies fan, I'd be like, no, hang on a minute. We could have won this game and locked in second place and had a home game for the knockout playoffs. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But this was a game of two teams that are at the top of the table, absolutely going at it. Like, good attack, good defense. And it's like when two beasts meet, yes, one has to win, but man, throughout the game, one team would score, the next team would hit back. Brumbies, Crusaders, but fantastic. I thought Valentini was really good for the Brumbies, always is, such a bruising ball carrier. But then at one point, the little soft hands for Len Ikitau's try, he looks like he's always going to carry it, Valentini does, but then gives the little sleight of hand offload. They bust through for Valentini to score. Lovely, lovely stuff that. I did like the little interplay between backs and forwards for Andy Muirhead's try, but not to be for the Brumbies. I thought it was. I was like, right at the end, they got the penalty, they kicked that over, and it was like, this is it. And not to be. Crusaders fight back, but that's also like testament to Crusaders because they just never go down. They always just going to come back swinging. The time can be finished, and they'll still be playing right till the end. And they did in this game, and they come away with the chocolates. They locked in that second spot. For Crusaders to go from being, I think they were 9th or 8th last year, to 2nd this year, fantastic. Hats off to everyone involved there. They went through absolute hell last year to get them to where they are now. Fantastic. Well done to the Crusaders. Then jumping over to Blues versus Tars. This was the big knockout. This is to keep the season alive. And 46-6, absolutely disappointing from Waratahs. I am convinced Sydney is cursed for rugby. I think it is cursed. Pretty much a brand new coaching staff, ton of new players secured for this year, and still pretty much the same result, not making finals. Tough out in Sydney, it seems like, man. There was all hope. I was leading the charge for all the hope in Sydney for Waratahs this year, but not to be. They come up against a Blues team, yes, off the back of them winning it last year, but not having their best year this year. But I will say they are coming into it now, peaking when you should be peaking. You don't want to peak too soon. You want to peak at the right time, and the right time is the business end of the season. And Blues are doing that. They go to what works for them, dominate you up front, and let their silky backs do their thing. Guys like Mark Talia were on song in this game, scored a lovely try to open up the scoring. Rieko Ioane, hat-trick. Wait until the last game to show everyone, hang on a minute, I'm still here, boy. All I need is one chance. I'm still here. And while I've probably been the loudest around, I don't think he's a centre, Rieko Ioane obviously thinks he's a centre, and you have to give it to him. Every week he's working or chipping away at his craft, getting better and better. And at the baseline, he is an outstanding rugby player. He's a quality rugby player. He's going to figure it out. He will figure it out to play 13 and to do what it takes to own that jersey. And I will give it to him, man, because I doubted him in that position, and he's coming away with, you know what? He's put cake on my face, and I'll take it. I'll take it. He was fantastic in this game. Like I said, 3 tries. He was 8 carries, 44 meters gained, 7 tackles, and 1 turnover. For your outside centre, you don't need much more than that, man. No tries were leaked through their channel, or no tries were leaked at all. Fantastic. Rico Ioane, hats off. I thought Beauden Barrett was fantastic as well, just steering the blue ship, sitting back, pulling the strings, a proper fly-off knock. Outstanding. And they're still in it. They just needed one chance. They needed one chance. And they're in it, man. How good. Then going over to Hurricanes versus Moana Pasifika. Hurricanes not getting the memo at all. I thought everyone agreed upon that they would let Moana win so that Moana can be in the knockouts. Oh, not to be. 64-12. Holy. High intensity start. Tupo Tailua scores for Moana at the start, and you're like, this is it. Off the back of a lovely burst to score, this is it. But Canes bounce back big. They bounce back with 2 tries, one of them being Flanders. Devin Flanders with a chip and chase. Oh, whatever Artie Savia can do, I can also do. How good was that? I thought Tavita Ofa for Moana was good at fullback. Very elusive. Loves the times his runs, all kind of knows when to run back, when to kick it. And when he does, he's beating a couple of defenders. He was fantastic. Right before halftime, it just shows the amount of work that Artie Savia gets through. And this is the 34th minute. Artie Savia has made 2 turnovers right on Moana's line, right? And he's loving it. He's smiling. He's giving it back to the Hurricanes boys. He's loving it. Within that 5 minutes, Hurricanes still go and score 2 tries. That's like, Artie Savia could not do more to try and put his team in a position to win this game. Holy. The amount of work he gets through is outstanding. But again, what he has done for this Moana team this year, understated, not talked about enough. He has been fantastic. From a team, Moana Pasifika, last year that finished 11th, right? They finished, was it last or second last, 11th, and then going a year later to being in contention to play quarterfinals, to play knockout games. And Artie Savia has been at the forefront of that. What do they say? A high tide raises all boats. Artie Savia has been the high tide in that Moana Pasifika side, and hopefully a few more marquee signing players can follow. And that Moana side next year will be a scary prospect. For the Hurricanes, like, man, I thought Peter Umaga Jensen was unreal. That try for him, I think it was his first try from halfway, the left foot whack, the handoff, the bump, the try and stop him. Holy, a worldie of a try. It's bang, bang, bang. 3, 4, 5 guys, gets through the wall. He's got a deceptive turn of pace as well. Good little step, strong handoff. And he straightens the line really, really well. Him and Billy Proctor together there, outstanding. But Umaga Jensen was really, really good in this game. And definitely throwing his hat in the ring to the All Black selectors. Maybe. He was good. But Canes, too good. Come out firing in that second half as well. And just, man, turn the screws on, and 64 points on Moana. Whew. And then last game of the round, Reds versus the Drua. Horrendous weather. It was a good equalizer, I thought, but Reds are just too strong. 52-7. Ouch. In that, it was horrendous weather. The rain was coming in sideways, and Reds still put a clinic on at Suncorp. Fantastic. Lockie Anderson scores 4 tries in the first half. Holy, how do you do that? I don't think I've scored 4 tries in my whole rugby career. 20 years of playing. I obviously have, but just dramatic effect. Fantastic. Lovely little rap play from Tom Liner. Tom Liner busts through, draw and pass. Angerson goes over to score one of his tries. And then the rest just come off the back. A lot of space being left out wide by the Drua. Yes, a yellow card at one point didn't help them, but Reds really honed in on finding space out wide, kind of sucking them in the middle, and then their backs were doing their thing out wide to score those tries. And just dominant in all contact areas. Set plays, so lineouts and scrums, Reds were fantastic. Contact areas, so carrying the ball into contact, making tackles, hitting rucks. Oh man, just dominant across the board and never ever looked like losing this game at all, and definitely a threat going into the playoffs. Reds will play Crusaders in Christchurch next weekend, and that is going to be a game and a half. Unfortunate, unlucky, not the best season at all for the Drua. Fantastic at home, but again, struggling away from home. And that's definitely something, whether it's the travel arrangements, I don't know how that looks. We have seen early in the year how the Drua have been messed around with late flights, buses not picking them up, hotels not working out. You know what I mean? So hopefully that isn't the main reason why they're struggling to win away from home. But it's definitely something they need to look into and get better at, for sure. And that's it. We wrapped up Super Rugby round 16. The regular season is done. We're into the playoffs. Preview of the playoffs, so the first weekend of playoffs will be coming later this week. But what did you guys think of the past weekend? Who's your player of the round, like I said? What was your match of the round? Is your team still in a... If it isn't, is your second team or your third team? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.